Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and somebody sent me this sign that they're going to cut out with a plasma cutter. This isn't going to help you that much if you're a laser engraver, but you might learn a little bit. He's saying it's cutting it really rough. Well, it's cutting it really rough because this C is comprised of different lines. I mean, there's a humongous amount of line. This thing is 48 by 48. I'm going to take my nudge factor and put it at 50. I'm going to get the outside circle out of the way. Did I not do 50? 30. And move the outside circle out of the way because it's going to cause a problem. And we'll just look at it while we're here with the shape tool. There's only 4 nodes. So that's good. Nodes are terrible for plasma cutting. And somehow I must have moved that. I did move that. Let's back up here and get that piece back. Now let's set our nudge factor on 50 and get this circle out of the way. Now, not only is it rough, but it's made up of individual lines. Your plasma cutter is going to go crazy. And if you hold down the shift key or hold down the tab key, it's going to show you how it's going to cut. It's going to cut over those lines individually. And you're lucky because it's all on one letter, but then it missed a part and went off to another letter. So the only way to correct that, let's set our nudge factor now on 3 inches. Let's take the Smart Fill tool, have no fill, and specify the outline as hairline in red. And let's Smart Fill that C. Normally you Smart Fill it with a color. I'm going to nudge it over twice. Now if you look at it, it's still got 59 nodes, but it's all one line. So now to get that C out of there, I'm going to grab my freehand pick tool, so I won't grab anything else, and I'm going to hit delete. Now I'm going to take my C, and I'm going to correct that roughness, taking the shape tool, and I'm going to select all the nodes, and I'm going to reduce them by 10. You got rid of a lot of the nodes. Unclick so you don't have any nodes selected, and start deleting nodes. As many nodes as you can without changing the shape of the C. We changed it a little bit, but you could change it right back. That looks pretty good. It's got very few nodes. If we delete this one, it's going to mess up. So we'll leave that node there. Now I'm going to nudge that guy back twice, and we've done that. Now the letter I has 4 lines. And if we hold down the tab key, at least it's going to do all 4 lines at the same time. But the best thing to do is Smart Fill it and move it over. Grab this one, and I'm using the freehand so I won't bother anything else, and just nudge it over twice. I would almost start over and pick a stencil font or pick a font close to this, and there's not that many letters that you have to stencil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 letters that you'd have to change besides these down here. Now, just real quickly, let's look at Texas. He's done a really good job. What he's doing is cutting, so you're only going to see the outline of Texas in the shape. But these are made up of lines. So let's take the freehand pick tool, holding down the Alt button, and getting just the shape of Texas. It's taking a little time because it's having to select all. There's 127 lines there. Let's go to Windows, Dockers, Join Curves. I've got mine set on 0.02. These are touching, so it could be 0.001. Now you have one line. That is just one line. And the beauty of that, it's going to save you a lot of time plasma cutting, but we can reduce these nodes by that magical 10%. Normally I go 20. Let's back up here. On a font, I've started going 10. Let's try 20. It doesn't change. It does change it, but nobody's going to go, well, that doesn't look like Texas. On a plasma cutter, I would actually take my smoothing tool and smooth out some of this stuff. You know, just a little bit. You can take away nodes. You know, let's just, you know, you could do a lot. Let's select them all, right click, turn them to curves, and just give this thing a little bit of shape so the plasma cutter doesn't have to hit a hard edge. You know, even this one, you know, give it a little bit of, you know, delete that node. Go through here and like delete that node. Nobody's gonna question you on your, so I select that thing, I right click to curve. Let's just make this one a little more curvy. Straight, you can really tell when a plasma cutter, if you do corner straight, this kind of gives you a flow. And nobody's gonna know that, you know, that you'd played with that. Those are pretty good, but the fewer nodes you can have, the better. You know, it didn't even change our shape of our circle. Now, but if you look, every one of these cuts is a different cut. So you're gonna have a starting and a stopping point. I would get the freehand pick tool again, and I would select all that part. It's taking just a time. Go up to Windows, Dockers, and join curves. Now that is all one line. And there's only only 5 nodes. So just kind of go over your whole drawing like that. And then don't forget to put your nudge factor back to 50 and move it over and you're ready to go. Now, just a little word of insight. If your table is 48 by 48 or 4 by 4, you don't really want to cut this that close because this is I've changed my bed size to 48 by 48. You really need to change this to like 46 in total. You don't want to be that close to the edge. You don't want your torch running off the edge. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.